Hey YouTube, this is my re-review of the Kershaw Tremor, a very popular budget blade. I've heard that this can be found for as low as $15 when it's on sale. I reviewed this knife a long time ago. I guess there was a website that actually had this for super cheap, and my video got like a bazillion hits on that day. I felt guilty because it was a review with my older camera. It was a pretty crappy review. It didn't even really show the details of it enough. Alright, so I don't want to get views that I don't earn and that I don't deserve. So here is a better review with a high-def camera of the Kershaw Tremor. Now the blade length on this, it's about 3 3/4 inches. As you can see, it has a slight recurve. It is a partial hollow grind. It does have a pretty nice stone wash, which is unusual for a lower priced blade. And the steel is 8CR13 MOV. That is inexpensive Chinese stainless steel. It's actually the same steel that's used in knives like the Spyderco Tenacious. All right, so it's pretty standard for a knife in this price range. It can get very sharp, but sometimes it doesn't hold its edge for too long. But for this price range, it's perfectly acceptable. All right, and obviously this is a liner lock mechanism. All right, and this is an assisted mechanism. It uses the Speedsafe, which is, there's actually a small torsion bar that's inside one of the handle scales. Yeah, let's do a little bit of cutting. It does come, you can see that, it does come razor sharp, and this is not my EDC knife or anything, so it does still have the factory edge, but you can see the paper flies off, just goes right through. The recurve is also very good for cutting cordage. This is your standard paracord, goes right through. Let's try and give it more of a challenge. Just do 4 strands of paracord into the recurve. It just goes right through. So very useful blade design, and it does come razor sharp, extremely sharp for this price point. Now here you see the texturing. It is dimpled texturing. It is fairly smooth. Lanyard hole right there, and that is the pocket clip. Alright, it comes set up for right side carry tip down, can be adjusted for tip up. Alright, so it is a 2-position pocket clip. The opening facility, right, is that index flipper right there. The opening, it couldn't be simpler, couldn't be easier. Alright, now take a look at the stonewash. Let me try and get the light to reflect. Very nicely done stonewash. A lot better than just the typical bead blast, and it will also resist rust a lot better than a bead blast. And you see the construction of the knife is closed construction with a spacer there, and you see the liners right there. And the contour of the handle, you see it's what they call a pistol grip shaped handle, a gradual pistol grip, which conforms to your thumb pad there, the human palm. A little bit of a finger groove there, and even texture on the liner. A very nice blade for the price. There are 2 things I want to warn you about though. Alright, one, the torsion bar on the Speedsafe tends to break after a while on these Kershaws. That's just a well-known fact if you watch reviews. Kershaw will replace the torsion bar if that happens, but I just want you to know the good points and the possible drawbacks of the knife. And secondly, the screws tend to strip. I've had at least 3 subscribers tell me that like when they tried to change the pocket clip position, they stripped the screws. Alright, so be aware, you are getting some trade-off. To get a knife like this at such a low price, there are going to be little problems like that, but overall, it's kind of what you would expect for a bargain. And even with those trade-offs, I think it's still a good value. All right, and here is a size comparison with a very comparable knife. The knife on top is the Columbia River Knife and Tool Hammond Desert Cruiser knife. These are very comparable in terms of, you see the blade length, pretty much the same blade lengths. These are larger size folders. You could call them large EDC, or you could call them tactical folders because of the length. And they also compare in terms of prices. I've seen the CRKT knife go for as low as $18. All right, so these are around the same price range depending which one is on sale. All right, and I would say these are two of my favorite knives for the price. If you're looking for a knife that's inexpensive and a larger size folder, either of these or both of these would do you very well. All right, so that's just a size comparison. All right, YouTube, so in conclusion, you know, the knife does have a few problems, but it's perfectly understandable for the price point, and the steel is good for the price point, right? I thought it was important to get this review out there because Kershaw does sell a lot of budget blades, but most of their budget stuff is much shorter in blade length. All right, this is one of their few larger folders that is a budget option. All right, so there's going to be a lot of people that, you know, just want a closer look. They need to decide if it's worth the money. And offhand, I would say, yes, it is worth the price. You know, it's not indestructible. It's not going to last forever. But if you get a year's worth of hard use out of this large folder, you've more than made your money. And, you know, the deployment is quick and easy. I like the blade design, the hollow grind. It's a great slicer. It's basically a good beater knife, a good large beater knife for the price. So yes, I recommend it within those limitations. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for many more. I'm out of here.